The Rivers State political crisis seems to be taking some sort of positive turn as Governor Nyesom Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike have initiated peace talks to resolve their long-standing feud. This development comes after mediation effort by former governor of that Ogun State, Olusegun Osoba, and the current governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun. This development might be crucial, especially considering the recent state of emergency declared by President Bola Tinubu due to the crisis. Now, 11 PDP governors have challenged the legitimacy of this move in court. Well, to discuss this, I'm joined by Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, as a public affairs analyst. Thank you for your time. All right, Wisdom, let me, of course, start by asking you, I mean, with this speculative development that we're seeing right now, peace talks being initiated, and for some political, observers speculating that maybe Fubara has finally decided to kiss the ring. I mean, what's your take?
I think it's a good welcome development, if you ask me. What we wanted at the end of the day was peace, for peace to come. So if this is how peace is going to come eventually, I think it's something we should welcome. And nobody is fighting anybody. But the crisis entrepreneurs, we know that they benefit from this. So some of them that are around Fubara, they may not like this whole talk of peace that is coming. So that's why you hear that some are tilting towards peace, others are not happy about the move Fubara has made, because it seems like he's making the peace moves without. So I think some of them are not happy with it. But at the end of the day, what comes, and we see those moves as a sign of progress, and you agree that even Nyesom Wike, some of his public statements have said, some of the steps that we need to take if we want to achieve peace. You know, when the issue started, there were different stakeholders that were involved in the whole issues. Let's bring all of them back into the room, and so that this peace will be holistic and not partial, and so that we know at the end of the day, the peace will bring into conclusion all of the issues. But we know, and we're rightly informed, that some people around Fubara are not happy with these moves that have been happening, and so they may make moves also to frustrate. I
mean, if you say some people are not happy, with maybe around the governor as a result of this recent developments, wouldn't you also want to look at it from their perspective to say maybe they have the right to do so, given the sacrifices they have made, some of them putting their life, their reputation, on the line, to throw their weight behind the governor to say, you know what, we will see this, will I call it political tension, to a conclusive end. But right now, it appears like all of that effort seemed to go down the drain. So, I mean, wouldn't you also want to say that they might have some, reason to be upset?
Some of us also laid down our lives and put ourselves out there to campaign for Fubara in the last general election. So I'm not sure anyone can say they did more than any other person. We put in more effort. I mean, we took campaign for him across the state, across the local government. We did. So at the end of the day, why are they not happy if he's making peace? They caused the issues in the first place. If they had not, like we have like to say, misled the governor in certain ways, we will not be here at the end of the day. And some of them include the elders, which we think would have brought peace, but they keep, fueling the situation. Therefore, the reason why this crisis has stayed this long, I'll say it over and over again, some people are benefiting from it.
How are they benefiting?
They are benefiting because the more the crisis continues, the more they remain within that corridor of power to gain in many ways. So they will not want to see it end, because the moment the crisis ends, it puts them out of their benefits. So they don't want it to end. So the more it continues, the more they are in the local government or within the corridors of power at the state level, benefiting from all the crisis that is going on, as they will remain close to power. That is their own way to take charge of the political system. in the states. If there are crises, the moment there is peace, they know that they start to lose in many ways. So some of them will never want this crisis to end. But I'm happy that Fubara has made these moves for peace. I must thank the former governor and also the governor of Ogun State, who, of course, have stepped forward to lead him on this part of peace. What we're asking is this peace should be holistic. This peace should not, there should not be a format to it. It should be something that it is true and true, and this will lead us to the next level in Rivers State and end all of the issues once and for all.
All right, Wisdom, we'll definitely still dwell more on this once we return from this break. Stay with us.
Okay.
Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, it's still Politics HQ on News Central Television, and we are talking about, of course, recent political developments in Rivers State, where it's alleged that Governor Nyesom Fubara, the suspended governor, has gone visited the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, to initiate peace talks and, of course, reconciliation process. Well, I still have with me Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, is a public affairs analyst, and he joins virtually. Thank you for your time. Well, I mean, before we went on that break, you said that all of this is towards achieving peace, in the state, even though some might differ to say there was never chaos in the state in the first place. But this is where I'm going with this. Let's talk about the issue of godfatherism in politics. Don't you feel that this process sort of reinforces what some might have speculated a long time, even from the get-go? Don't you think that this reinforces the belief of or that notion of godfatherism in Rivers politics?
The issue of godfatherism in politics, I think most people misunderstand what it is, and I won't blame them. It is because, for a truth, it has been taken to the wrong extent in many ways. But just like in the corporate world, where we have mentors or sponsors in the corporate world, is how I want to look at godfatherism. If you want to look at it in politics, is that somebody is going to mentor you, somebody is going to groom you, somebody will be the one to mention your name in the room for something. One day, somebody is going to hold your hand to guide you. But now politics, we seem not to have refined, But
don't you also think that, I'm sorry to interrupt your analysis, but don't you also think at some point the mentor leaves the mentee to fly and not still keep a leash on the mentee?
Of course. But in this case, if you look at it, in politics, when you make agreements should be agreements. Because in politics, there are different alignments that have to happen. For example, in 2013, when they had the merger to form the APC, there were certain agreements that were made within the political parties on how they are going to manage things eventually when the party is formed. So in politics, there are different agreements that are made in alignment with interests. So when you get into that office or when you get into power, you should ensure that you manage those interests, accordingly. What has happened in Rivers State is that certain interests and certain agreements that were made were not managed properly at the end of the day that led to where we are. But like I said, just like we have in the corporate world, the way I look at godfatherism personally is that you have a mentor, someone you look up to, someone that leads you, someone that shows you the way, someone that mentions your name in the room, when things are being discussed, especially in politics, because you will not be sometimes at those apex positions or those rooms where the decisions are made, but somebody will look out for you. But again, I agree with you that at some point you need to allow the person to fly, so that person also, be able to achieve what they set out to achieve, as they go into that position. So I don't disagree with you on that. But like I said, in politics, there are interests and there are agreements that are made. You have to keep to it. You have to, if you can't keep to certain agreements or alignment, you don't sign up for it at the end of the day. That's why you step aside.
I mean, let's talk about this agreement. We know that at the beginning of this, what I call a political face-off, there was the mention of the word or use of the word structure, and then the word agreement also came into play here and there. Shouldn't the agreement be, in consonant with the will of the people or collective good? Because from, external observers, this seems more of a personal interest, being fought for as against the collective will or good of the people.
What is structure in politics? Always say structure. Well, structure is the people. And this structure,
in this context, is it about the people?
I'm not sure which context you're painting.
I mean in Rivers State, what we are seeing in Rivers State, the political situation in Rivers State, the structure, is it truly about the people?
The structure is the people.
Is it?
People joined you to campaign. People supported you to go into office. People worked with you to come up with an agenda, come up with a plan, come up with a manifesto to go into office. And in this agreement, we said, okay, while we are making this structure, this is how we are going to run it. This is how we are going to manage it. The structure is the people. There's no political structure that is not made up of people. And nobody is more Rivers than the other person.
Maybe I should put my question this way.
It's the people.
Maybe I should put my question this way. You said the structure is the people. Are you talking about a certain set of persons or the entirety of residents of Rivers State?
Whichever way you want to paint this, Dapo, the structure we are saying is the people, and I keep repeating this for you to understand. The structure is the people. When we put together the plan and when we supported the Governor Nyesom Fubara during the elections, his manifesto was consolidation and continuity. All of us, the people, bought into this idea and this, manifesto he had put together. And the idea was that where the other governors stopped, we want to see things continue. And this is the direction we want to see things be achieved for the interest of Rivers people at the end of the day. So either way you want to paint it, I'm not sure which context you're looking at. I'm saying political structure is made up of people who, of course, worked with you to see things come to life. When you have an agenda, you work with people. A system will project you. A system will support you. People will campaign for you. In the 23 local government, the local government chairman at the time were director generals of the campaign. They led the structure, which is the people at the local government level, at the grassroots, to say, look, this is our person, let us support him, let us work with him to achieve, this manifesto that will better the lives of Rivers people. So I don't know if there's another context you're painting here when we talk about structure.
Well, the reason why I asked that question is because we are also seeing residents in the state who are actively saying that, look, they are kicking against this so-called structure. The person they have confidence in is the governor himself, Governor Nyesom Fubara, and not certain structures that are being, will I use the word, presented. And they have shown this time and time again. So I just wanted you to give clarity as to what categories of persons you were talking about when referring to the structure. But let's move away from that quickly and let's talk about what the future right now holds, for residents of Rivers State, and also the activities, like the administration of the sole administrator. There's a certain video making the rounds on the internet where some women are saying they do not recognize the office of the wife of the administrator. I don't know if you've seen that video on social media. So I would like you to speak on that. Looking at the future, what do you see happening in the coming weeks, in the coming days? And what do you make of the administration of the sole administrator? Do you think is acting beyond his confines, the confines of his office as a sole administrator?
I don't think he's acting administrator. I don't know why we keep calling him sole administrator. He's just an administrator. I don't think he's acting beyond his powers. That has been put together, of course, to take full charge of the state assembly powers. They've met with the administrator, and they are also going to get a full report of his activities and things he has met on ground. I don't see how he has acted beyond his powers. But, you know, as always, there will still be some people who will be misled to think otherwise, and that referring to the video that you mentioned earlier of the wife of the administrator who wanted to address the women on behalf of the wife of the president. But I want to speak on the way forward and the future. And the way forward is some of us young people have come together to work on something we have called the 2050 vision of Rivers State. We are looking beyond all the politics and all the issues, and we think that the state needs a vision for the next 25 years. So about 100 of us have come together to begin to work on what we call the 2050 Vision Project, where we are looking at different aspects of the state and whether we want to see development come together or come true. Since 1980, Rivers State has never had a vision or a vision plan or development plan for itself. And I think it's part of the issue why we're having some of the problems we're having in the state. So myself and 100 young people led by Policy Shapers Organization, I've put together a steering committee and a group of people who are working on the vision of the state, different areas where we feel like development needs to touch, have representative across 23 local governments of Rivers State to say, tell us where the pain points are in your different states and where do you think development needs to touch the most. We're going to put together a vision book by October, which will be presenting to the state government and subsequent governments who will be coming as we are thinking ahead of the vision of the state. I think these are where we are, some of us are channeling our energies to, rather than looking at what we have currently, which if we continue to speak about it, we will keep painting Rivers State in a certain way that we shouldn't. So we are being forward thinking, we are looking beyond the crisis and the issues. We are saying, let's draw up a developmental plan, a vision for the state, or how we can achieve this, you know, for the state in the next 25 years. So that's the future for me, where we are looking at from. There are 15 thematic areas we are looking at with this plan and this vision we are working on. At the end of the day, we hope when the governor is back, we are going to present this to him in the next couple of months and see where we can pick up the state's development and point it in the right direction. I think those are where some of us young people are looking at, looking beyond this crisis we have now. As this crisis really, we see peace coming, and we want to allow that peace to come at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you so much, Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo. At this point, we'll be going on a quick break. When we return, we'll definitely speak on this. And joining this conversation will be Darlington Orji, a former spokesperson, Rivers State People's Democratic Party. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, we're still talking about the recent developments in Rivers State political climate. Of course, joining this conversation now is Darlington Orji, is a former spokesperson for the Rivers State People's Democratic Party. Thank you for your time, Darlington.
Thank you. Always my pleasure being around. Thank you.
All right. So what we understand speculatively is that the governor, the suspended governor, is trying to make amends with his predecessor, that's the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and of course, initiate peace talks. Are we seeing a situation here where maybe we have a governor, a suspended governor, who is between the hard place and the deep blue sea? Or maybe I'm twisted into, you know, conceding. What do you make of what is happening?
Well, thank you for the privilege to lend my voice on the trending issues. Let me tell you emphatically that what is the true situation is that everything you are hearing is mere speculation. The governor himself has never made any statement. He has not called us into a meeting, neither has he given any directive. Again, as a governor of a state, your first priority is to make sure that the place is peaceful so that you can attract the dividend of democracy to the people and govern them very well. Because no business can strive in an unconducive environment. That's one. He an oath to protect the properties and lives and properties of Rivers people. Again, people have been yelling that you need to talk, you need to negotiate peace, you need to advance for peace. And my dear brother, what would be wrong if the governor of Rivers State haven't find ourselves in the situation we didn't vote for, we didn't ask for, that there was no need for the situation we find ourselves, other than the political cajoling and speculators that want to force us into a relationship that we have long abandoned. Now, the governor has also decided, as a peace-loving governor, who has told us over time that his position, like the former president, that his position as governor does not worth a single blood of a Rivers person. And I can tell you that is why you see the peace all of us are enjoying in Rivers State. So if it is true, it has not been confirmed, but if it is, assuming it's true, without considering that the governor is making advances to close up gap, to make sure that everybody will come back to the round table so that we can continue with developments, with flag up and commissioning of projects like as he has been doing. I don't think there is anything wrong with it. We are not going to fight to eternity. Everything that has beginning has an end. So if the governor is so choosing to decide to, for us to make plans and decide that all the stakeholders need to come to the round table so that we decide the fate and future of Rivers State, there is nothing wrong with it.
All right, Darlington, because we are really pressed for time, before I let you gentlemen go, a quick one. Since you are in the know, I mean, there are rumors that the suspended governor might jump ship to the All Progressives Congress. Is that true?
Like I told you that there are from gladiators, from rumor mongers, and those that benefit through rumors. Such directive have not been given. But come to think of it, my dear brother, politics is about the interests of the people. And political party is a verb through which you will ascend your desired stage in life. So we will await. I've told you that I'm an unrepentant follower of His Excellency the Governor, who sees more than me, who wears the shoes and knows where it pinches. If he so desire that is the best place for Rivers people to go at this time, personally I will join. And I believe that the stakeholders and the men and women of Rivers people of goodwill will join. But such discussions have not been brought to our ears. I've not heard from him. If that will happen, all of us will be involved. And I can tell you for free, if it is what we make us connect to the center and develop Rivers State as more better than what we are doing, then there is no problem with it. But for now, it is a mere rumor, speculations of people and their imaginations, reading of body languages and all of that. So let us await His Excellency the Governor with the head of administration and the leader of the state to call us and address us. Then we can speak authoritatively and quote him verbatim.
All right, just in 30 seconds. So should all of this, happen, for you personally, how would you describe the role of the former governor of the state, Nyesom Wike, in all of this? Does that establish anything?
I've said over time that everything that has a beginning has an end. The former governor, by the grace of God, the minister of FCT, had a shot for 8 years. He has contributed his own best to the people of Rivers State. Since Fubara is here to improve on what he has done and even attract more to the people. So there is time for everything. His time has reigned and passed. He can never be the governor of Rivers State again. The man in the saddle of affairs is His Excellency, the governor of Rivers State. So, we are discussing peace, we are negotiating peace. I don't want to use unoffensive words, but I can tell you that the people are rallying around His Excellency, the governor. We gave him our mandate, and for the first time, a man won the 23/23 local government. It has never happened in the history of Rivers politics. So, when they did it, when all the situation that we have found ourselves, the discussions are being concluded, all of us will queue behind the governor. He has our mandate in the next 8 years. So I don't want to discuss about the actions and inactions of the former governor. He has had his shot. His time has passed. He has a better assignment in Abuja. And I think that my only advice is that he needs to concentrate and make us proud there. And the governor here is making us proud. And that's why you can see the organic followership that is enjoying.
All right, thank you so much, Darlington Orji, the former spokesperson of the Rivers State People's Democratic Party. Also, many thanks to you, Wisdom Chapp-Jumbo, Public Affairs Analyst. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for your time.